Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hey, you guys. I'm a little late this morning. Um, and it's so beautiful here in Alberta, where I live. And yesterday I jumped on the motorcycle and went down to just west of a town called Fernie to meet up with a friend and his family for a swim. And um, and then decided to come back another way, uh, which is, I knew it was going to be a little bit longer. I left at 6 o'clock, and I thought I'd be home by 10. And but the best made plans, there was a fatality accident on the road, and so we got held up for a couple of hours, um, just waiting for them to do the details, and so I rolled in last night about 1:30 in the morning on my Harley. It was great. Yesterday afternoon, my old bike, it's really, really old. It still thinks in Fahrenheit, and and uh, uh, and so it was about 100 degrees where I was yesterday, and then which is really hot, like in the high 30s Celsius, I think. And on the way home last night through the mountains, it dropped down to 40. So 60 degrees difference in temperature was crazy. Anyway, so I was thinking this morning that I wanted to talk for a minute about gratitude. Gratitude is, universally accepted as the thing, and yet when we surrender um, our idea of knowing right or wrong, good and bad. We surrender the idea of good and bad and right and wrong. And when we truly recognize that we can't trust our own thinking, um, it also puts us in a position where if we're going to be grateful, then we might as well be grateful for everything, not selective gratitude. If we're going to be grateful, let's be grateful for everything. 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 Otherwise, we're back judging. We're back saying, well, this is good and that's bad. Um, this gets me where I want to go and this doesn't. So we're back running the show. So just look at that. That even the idea of creating a gratitude list, in a way, excludes things. Excludes things. Could you imagine if you were living in a state of gratitude for everything? What's the opposite to gratitude? Complaint? Resistance? Complaint, I guess, would be the opposite to gratitude, in that idea of gratitude being like a verb. So yeah, that's it. Gratitude. Just give it some thought. I mean, here we are. Most of the people that come, I think, to this, to be with me in the morning, and or listen to this later in the day, are folks who are looking for where they're stuck. Most of you have realized that your prison is of your own making, and who would think that when you think of gratitude, you wouldn't think that that's one of the planks in the prison. When we're selective, when we're back judging good and bad, right and wrong. Who's to say what's in the big picture? We just don't know. We think we know, we claim we know, but we don't know. Nobody knows. And here's what we know, that at one level we don't know. And as we become more God conscious, as we become more realized, as we become more connected or one with the one, then we do know. And we have a knowingness that's beyond any knowingness, that based on ego. Ego's knowingness is always what's in it for me. And so that's it. Gratitude. Let's be grateful for everything. It's a shocker, isn't it? What do you mean, everything? Everything. Hi, Olga. Good morning. So that's the deal. Just give it some thought. When you're grateful for this and not for that, you're judging. Just remember that. And we've already agreed over and over again that we can't trust our own minds in the judgment game. Judgment separates us. Our thoughts of right and wrong, good and bad, separate us from love, from the moment. So gratitude. Just look around and feel this immense gratitude for everything. Everything. It's crazy, isn't it? How we often go the other way into complaint. It's too cold. It's too hot. Let's be grateful for it all. Okay. Because we don't know the big picture. Okay, I'm going to read this little thing. We're in July. I've been reading this since the 1st of May. And this little book was written by a fella. It's very patriarchal. It was written in 1954. It's just amazing how much has changed in this, in literature, in our thinking. How much more liberal we've become in so many ways. How it's really something, Well, you'll see as I read. He's quite something, but a lot of gems in here. A lot of gems. So it's a daily reading, July 29th, thought for the day, and meditation for the day, and prayer for the day. There are 2 days in every week about which you should not worry. 2 days which should be kept from fear and apprehension. One of those days is yesterday, with its mistakes and cares, its faults and blunders, its aches and its pains. Yesterday has passed forever, beyond our control. All the money in the world cannot bring back yesterday. We cannot do a single act we performed, cannot redo or undo a single act we performed. We cannot erase a single word we said. Yesterday is gone, beyond recall. Do I still worry about what happened yesterday? No, there is no yesterday. Although I have memories of yesterday. I mean, I had kind of a fun day yesterday. Okay, meditation for the day. God will not suffer you to be tempted above what you are able. But with the temptation, he will also find a way of escape, that ye may be able to bear it. I think, it's so true that we do grow, we expand, in our what we would call our temptations, or in our trials, we really do expand. So it's pretty cool. Hi, Allison. If you have faith, if you have enough faith and trust in God, he will give you all the strength you need to face every temptation and to overcome it. Nothing will prove too hard for you to bear. You can face any situation. Be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. You can overcome any temptation with God's help. So fear nothing. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may face every situation without fear. I pray that nothing will prove too hard for me to bear. Interesting man, this little writer. Oh, my book's starting to come apart a bit. Oh. So 2 more days left in this month, July 29th. In the counting of the month, everything's about time, isn't it? Anyway, surrender time, just today, just now. Drop into gratitude for everything. For breath, for the bodies we're blessed with, their perfection. For ears that we can hear, beautiful sounds. It's all happening now, right now. Okay, you guys, love you lots. Happy, joyous, and free, right? Cheers.